You got the raise, you did the math, you figured out exactly how much extra money you would have every month. 3 months later, you feel exactly the same. Not better, not more secure, not like someone who got a raise, exactly the same as before, except now your apartment costs more, your car costs more, and somehow you are still checking your balance before you go to the grocery store. This is not bad luck. This is not a personal failure. This is one of the most well-documented psychological mechanisms in behavioral economics, and it has a name. It is called lifestyle inflation, and it is the reason that 61% of Americans earning over $75,000 a year still describe themselves as living paycheck to paycheck. Not 61% of low-income earners, 61% of people earning $75,000 or more. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how lifestyle inflation works at the neurological level, why willpower alone cannot stop it, and the one structural decision that the people who actually build wealth make differently, not because they earn more, but because they think about money in a completely different sequence. To understand lifestyle inflation, you need to understand a concept called hedonic adaptation. Your brain is not designed to experience sustained happiness from a fixed level of comfort. It is designed to return to a baseline and then evaluate everything relative to that new baseline. When you were earning $45,000, a $300 dinner felt like a special occasion. When you are earning $90,000, that same dinner feels like a Tuesday. The dinner did not change. Your baseline changed. And the moment your baseline changes, everything below it stops generating satisfaction, and everything at it stops feeling like a reward. This is the hedonic treadmill. You run faster to stay in the same place emotionally. The income goes up, the baseline moves up with it. The feeling of abundance never actually arrives. Now, here's the financial consequence of this mechanism. Research from the Bureau of Labor Statistics consistently shows that as income increases, the percentage of income saved does not automatically increase with it. In many cases, it stays flat or decreases because spending expands at the same rate as income. A person earning $40,000 and saving 10% is in exactly the same wealth-building position as a person earning $100,000 and saving 4%. The higher earner is building less with more. Lifestyle inflation does not just neutralize a raise. In many cases, it puts people further behind than they were before the raise because their fixed costs are now higher, their expectations are recalibrated upward, and their ability to tolerate a step down is significantly reduced. Let me show you what lifestyle inflation actually looks like in the numbers. Scenario 1. You earn $50,000, you spend $46,000, you save $4,000 a year, 8%. You get a raise to $65,000, a $15,000 increase. You feel good. You upgrade the apartment, $600 more a month. You finance a better car, $400 more a month. You eat out more, travel once a year, upgrade your phone plan. That is approximately $12,000 in new annual spending. You now earn $65,000 and save $7,000. Your savings went up by $3,000 on a $15,000 raise. 20% of the raise became wealth. 80% became baseline. Now, here's what the other path looks like. Same raise, same $65,000, but you treat the raise as if it did not happen. You keep the same apartment, same car, same food budget. You redirect the entire $15,000 increase directly to savings and investing. In 10 years at 10% annual return, that additional $15,000 a year becomes $258,000. The lifestyle inflation version, $3,000 more per year saved, produces $52,000 over the same period. $206,000 difference from one decision made at the moment of one raise. Most financial advice about lifestyle inflation tells you to exercise discipline, to be intentional, to not upgrade just because you can. That advice is correct. It is also almost completely useless for most people. Here's why. The upgrade decisions that drive lifestyle inflation are almost never made in a single conscious moment. They accumulate gradually. The apartment upgrade happens because the new place is genuinely nicer, and you can technically afford it. The car upgrade happens because your old one needed repairs and the payment on the new one is manageable. The restaurant spending increases because you're tired after longer work hours and cooking feels like too much. Each individual decision is rational. None of them feels like lifestyle inflation in the moment. The pattern only becomes visible in aggregate, usually when you check your savings account several months after the raise and realize almost nothing has changed. Willpower fails here because willpower is applied decision by decision. Lifestyle inflation operates at the system level. You cannot out-willpower a system. You have to change the system. Here's the structural decision that separates the people who build wealth from the people who perpetually feel like they should have more than they do. They pay themselves first, before lifestyle, before expenses, before the upgrade decision is even available to make. Here's exactly what this looks like in practice. You receive a raise effective next month. Before the first paycheck at the new rate arrives, not after, before, you log into your 401k and increase your contribution by the full percentage of the raise. Or you set up an automatic transfer from checking to investment account for the raise amount on payday. Your raise never hits your checking account at the full amount. It's redirected before you can spend it, before your baseline can recalibrate, before the upgrade decision becomes available. This is not discipline. This is architecture. You are removing the decision from the environment entirely. The willpower is used once to set up the automatic transfer. After that, the system runs without you. The specific number matters less than the timing. Even redirecting 50% of a raise while allowing lifestyle to absorb the other 50 produces dramatically better outcomes than the typical pattern, where lifestyle absorbs 80% or more. Let's bring it together. 61% of Americans earning over $75,000 describe themselves as paycheck to paycheck, not because of income, because of hedonic adaptation, the neurological mechanism that moves your baseline upward with every improvement in circumstances. Lifestyle inflation does not feel like inflation in the moment. It feels like rational individual decisions that collectively neutralize every income you make. The math on a $15,000 raise. Lifestyle inflation version produces $52,000 over 10 years. Redirect version produces $206,000. $206,000 difference from one decision made at the moment of one raise. Willpower fails because lifestyle inflation operates at the system level. The fix is also at the system level. Redirect before the money arrives, before the baseline shifts, before the upgrade decision becomes available. You don't need to earn more. You need to intercept what you already earn before your lifestyle learns to expect it. If Nick Finance is giving you the kind of clarity that changes how you think about the money you already have, not just how to earn more, but how to stop losing what you make, subscribe. This is what we build here, one mechanism at a time.